It's Wednesday, motherfucker. Episode 24, 25, 26. Who gives a shit, bro? This is the Yanek show. This is the end of the world show. The fucking thing is on fire, okay? Like, what the fuck's happening? Okay, thank you for joining me. If you're watching somewhere from, I don't know, like, whatever the fuck you're hiding or in a bunker or I feel like Alex Jones over here. Those goddamn globalists and that type of shit. The lizard people taking over, okay? They were praising Satan. Whatever the fuck's happening, okay? The world is on fire and it's really hot in my room. It's been really hot. Doesn't matter, okay? We're here to talk about the most important stuff. And we're gonna talk about 2020. We're gonna do a little recap in meme form because what the fuck. But let me tell you something, okay? Because the quarantine is still going on in this country, and I think it's gonna end in a few weeks, hopefully, because I need to get out and get some fresh air. But recently, oh goddamn, your boy actually saw the light, and I found Jesus in the previous episode, but in this episode, I actually went out recently, and I'm very proud of myself because, hold on, let me see, is this shit recording? Yeah, I'm gonna say stupid shit anyway. I went out for the first time in about 3 months. Genuinely, I've been out only 4 times just to go to the shop, just to buy some food. So I was very, very excited, okay? So this is the quick story. This is how I'm gonna open the show. So we have a park near my house. It's a very nice park. And maybe a few weeks ago, the weather was really nice. And one of my comedy mates that I've done a podcast with him. And actually, he's gonna be the first guest on the Yanek show. Maybe the next episode or episode after that. He moved to my house, like near my neighborhood nearby, and he was texting me like, well, you want to catch up and all that stuff. And because everything is fucking closed, the only place where we can go was the park. So I was like, yeah, I'll see you, no problem. So we arranged after his work, blah blah blah, 8 o'clock, and it's like super nice weather. It's been warm the whole day, and when it's towards the end of the night, in the evening, it's still warm, but it's a bit, I don't know, there's like a little breeze and it's cooling down, and I love it. It's sunset. It's so fucking romantic, you know what I'm saying? And I just have a t-shirt and a little shirt. I don't like to go just with t-shirts, and I don't have any summer clothes because the summer in this country is like 2 weeks or whatever. So I just like open up my shirt and a t-shirt, and mate, honestly, my gut was just hanging out because I gained some weight, and I had men tits and a gut, and I was feeling embarrassed. So I kind of, you know what I'm saying, I put the buttons together because I was like, fucking hell, I look ridiculous. I'm a fat piece of shit now. And anyway, so we saw each other, but now I've lost the weight because I started eating salads for dinner. That is the state that I am right now in my life. I eat salads for dinner because shit is fucking crazy. And I was like, you know what, if there's like a fucking, I don't know what's gonna happen, like if they start to recruit for the military or whatever, I need to be in fighting shape. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen in this country, you know what I'm saying? Or if, I don't know, Donald Trump fucking sends me a letter, he's like, okay, listen, I know you're not I need to learn how to do Trump. I don't know how to do Trump, but he's funny. Okay, listen to me. Okay, I know you're not American. Okay, America number one, great. Okay, great. We love it. Okay, we have a better problem here. Okay, we have a better brink of civil war. Okay, no good. And we need. we were told that you're really strong. Okay, good, Trump. Yes. So this is the letter. Come over here, and we're gonna put you in New Jersey. And you're gonna fight alongside the Italians, okay? Oh man, and okay, number one, okay. And I need to just buy the wig, and I'll be sorted. And I don't know, I'm trying to expand my artistic repertoire with voices and shit, but I'm not very good at impressions. And so we sit down, and I'm so happy to see him. I'm not like a people's person, but I do like the people in my life. I really love them, and I love to spend time with them and talk with them. So I was super excited to see him, and we sit down and we start talking, and all of a sudden, like 2 minutes in, I see like 2 drunk people just walking past, but they were not together. So they were like, and I was like, oh, okay, but this is Liverpool, so nothing too suspicious. And we're just talking, and they're just, because it's a huge park, and it's like you have like 3 or 4 benches like far apart, and that's it. Everything else is just grass, so they're just walking or whatever. And and we're just talking, and a few minutes later, one of the homeless guy, he just walks past and he leaves, and the other homeless guy, he's talking to himself. He's like, hey, so the other day, blah, blah, pretty much like me, like just doing a podcast that nobody listens to. And like he just walking, and all of a sudden he approaches us, and he approaches us. He's holding a bottle of wine, like a big bottle, and there's like this much left. And he sits next to me on the ground, on the grass. And because like we're on the bench, and we're at the two sides, because we want to do the 2 meter distance. And I'm just looking at him. He's down here, and I'm just looking at my mate like, what the fuck? And he's like, hey, how you doing, guys? You okay, guys? You okay? And I'm like, oh, yeah, mate. And I was like, I'm not going to be mean to the guy. I'm friendly if somebody starts talking with me. And I was like, how you doing, mate? You all right? He was like, yeah, mate, okay, I'll tell you what. And this was maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. So all the stuff that is happening now, it wasn't happening. So the coronavirus was the big, thing in the news. He was like, it's all a hoax, mate. It's all a fucking hoax. You know what I mean? Like, if you've never lived in Liverpool, it's quite difficult sometimes to understand the Liverpool people, the accent. I speak the accent and I know what they're talking about. But just imagine that level of difficulty understanding the language combined with intoxication, severe intoxication. So it's like really, it's like, it's a fucking hoax, mate. You know what I mean? It's like this how he sounded, like a really nice guy. Like, he's like a young guy. He was just partying by himself, whatever. I'm not judging him, and he didn't look like homeless or anything. Even if he did, I mean, it is what it is. And if you hear this guy, no, his name, I don't remember his name, but I was like, you seem like a nice fella. And he was like, it's all hoax, mate, I fucking tell you. And I was like, sorry, what are you talking about? He was like, the fucking coronavirus, mate. It's a fucking hoax. It didn't fucking exist. Look at me, mate, I'm over here with me fucking wine. Pretty much, I'm gonna translate if somebody didn't understand. He pretty much said that the coronavirus is a hoax and it doesn't exist. And he was telling me, you know who fucking fault it is, mate? And he's like, who is responsible? And I was like, who is responsible? And he said, the fucking lizard people. And I was like, oh, okay, mate. Like, the lizard people. And I was like, okay, I don't. Conspiracy theories are not really my thing. So I was like, okay, fair enough. Then the lizard people are making. Are doing it. And we were like, oh, okay, mate. So, and there's like a couple with a dog passing by, nearby. They're just walking slowly, and the guy was like, mate, I'll show you something. And he just stood up, he's still holding his little, like a proper bottle of wine, and he's like in front of us, and he was like, mate, I'll show you. You want to see our fucking box? And I was like, we're just looking at each other like, what the fuck's happening? And this guy's like, so he puts the bottle down, and he starts, like a little shadow boxing, like pa pa pa, but he's like barely, barely throwing punches, and he's doing like a little head movement, like really bad. And the people, they're just like, because they haven't passed him, so there's a couple with the dog, and they're just like, whoa. And I was like, no, don't worry, he doesn't bite, don't worry about it. And they started laughing. I was like, no, it's okay, we fed him today. And they're laughing, and they're walking past, and I was like, and I say the name of the guy, and I was like, hey, they want, like, oh, he likes attention. He likes to perform in front of a crowd. I say to the couple, can you please pay attention? And they're like, they're smiling, they're laughing because, I made a few jokes. So they kind of turn around, and I was like, okay, let's call him Harry. And I was like, come on, Harry, you have an audience now. Show them how you box, like you're boxing at Wembley Arena Stadium or whatever. He's like, okay, I fucking show you. And he's like, throwing like little jabs, little uppercuts really bad. And they're just looking, they're laughing, but they don't know what the fuck's happening. You know what I mean? You seeing like this, they see me like a a guy who is skinny fat, who looks like a pregnant cockroach at that time, like skinny legs and skinny arms, but like a fat belly and like a huge dumbass smile, like, and my hair is all fucked up. They see me, comedy mate, who looks a bit of a hipster, has the beard, the glasses, all the tattoos. He looks like a hipster. And this fucking guy who is, I don't know, is he homeless? Is he drunk? Is he crazy? Is he everything together? And he's just like boxing. And they're like, oh, okay. And he kind of stopped. And I was like, I said to them, well, you're not even gonna applaud him? I mean, come on, look how much of a show you got for free. And they're like, oh, okay. And they're like clapping and shit. And they just left. And I started talking to me mate. And like, because I haven't seen him in 3 months, and I'm super happy that I see him. And I was like, yeah, so how you been? Blah 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 blah. But this guy, he sat down at the pavement in front of us, and he's just like, meh. And we're talking, and all of a sudden he interrupts, like he just keeps jumping into the conversation because we're not paying attention to him. And I'm like, because we were talking about podcasts, and I was like, do you know when you have the two microphones, the two audios, do you know how to sync them in? And the guy, I'm sure he doesn't even know what the fuck we're saying. He's like, mate, I'll fucking tell ya. It's fucking easy. And I was like, what? He was like, mate, it's fucking easy. I'll tell you, just get the two fucking files and just fucking do it. And he just keeps interrupting. And after like few minutes, we couldn't, like continue our conversation because I just want to chill out with him. I'm not interested in that guy anymore. Okay, I mean, come on, dude. You just jumping into our conversation, and like few minutes later he just jumping in, and I was like, mate, this fucking, let's go. I mean, let's just fucking leave. And but that guy, he kind of stood up, and he got like the because he has literally like a weapon in his hand. He has the bottle. And we were like, mate, I don't know, like, if this guy, because, he's okay now, but he's drunk. I don't know if he's gonna whack me with that fucking bottle or something. And we were like, yeah, okay. So we started leaving slowly. And my friend, he was with the bike, but he's just like, okay, quickly. He started looking. He was like, that guy, he's not chasing us, but, he's walking fast towards us. He's following us. So I'm just like, oh, I'm panicking and stuff. So we kind of walked off. And we went to his place. I got a tripod for recording and stuff, and that's it. But yeah, so that was my first experience out, and it was fucking weird. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, the outside world is fucking weird. And but next episode, no, I think next episode is with Nathan, but episode after that I'll tell you. I went on a first date recently. Yes, great success. It was very strange, weird, and fun, and I'm gonna tell you all about it. But this is either next episode or episode after that. Doesn't matter. Okay, hold on. So today episode, we're gonna talk. I need my screen over here. Oh shit. We're gonna talk about 2020, okay? Because 2020 has been, let's be fucking honest, 2020 has been an absolute fucking nightmare, okay? Like, what the fuck, man? If 2020 was a person, it's gonna be one of those fucking, in the movies, they have the mafia guys who just come over to try to sell you life insurance or like protection for your building, and they're like, hey, they just knock on the fucking, hey, listen, I think you need fucking insurance, okay? Because I think if something might fucking happen to your shop, okay, guy? And there's like a little granny. She's like, but my little shop, I'm a little nice old granny, and I bake cupcakes. And this is a very safe neighborhood. I don't think I need insurance, Mister Big, strong, intimidating Italian guy. And he's like, hey, listen, if you don't buy the fucking insurance from us, something may fucking happen to your shop, okay? I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but probably it's gonna fucking happen, okay? And she's like, but I don't know, I'm sorry, I have to reject that offer, I don't need that insurance. Okay, please go now or have a cupcake. And they was like, okay, I'll take one fucking cupcake. I mean, who doesn't like fucking cupcakes, okay? And then they fucking leave, and the next day something happens to the shop, and the day after they come over, hey, are you okay, Granny? We come just here to check on you. And the granny's like, I don't know what happened. I mean, in my shop, somebody threw a brick, and they set 4 chairs on fire. Somebody graffiti painted my store, and I don't know what to do now. This is such a nice, good neighborhood. And they're like, hey, I don't fucking know, okay? But listen to me. Buy this fucking insurance. And she's like, okay, I'm gonna buy the insurance. How much is it? It's $2,000 a month, okay. And she buys it. But pretty much the mafia guys are responsible for torching the shop or whatever. So this is 2020. It's just a fucking huge guy in a suit and gold chains who comes over. He's like, listen, guy, if you don't get these fucking shit, we're gonna break your knees or whatever. And you're just like, hold on, what? And then before you fucking know it, you just fucking pow with a fucking big stick, smacking you on the head, breaking your knees. Like, hold up, bro, what the fuck? I'm just here chilling, bro, just sitting. All of a sudden, you ambush me and beat the fuck out of me, dude. What the fuck's happening? So that is 2020 in a nutshell. I mean, what the fuck, bro? Oh shit. This is like the worst year ever, bro. Honestly, like at the beginning we had the, do you remember, I think was it in January, we had the Australian bushfires. Yesterday one of my mates told me the year has been so fucking crazy, so fucking bad. I completely forgot about the bushfires, honestly. Like, sorry Australia, but there's so much shit going on. I completely forgot that happened. That was a fucking nightmare. Then they had like floods in Australia. Then they had was something else in other parts of the world. Then we had before the corona there was something else that happened bad, and then we had the corona, and now we have the protests and stuff, and like I don't know. Oh, they said they're gonna have killer hornets. We kind of missed the killer hornets, by the way. I'm not joking. So that was like a month ago, 2 months ago, like the fucking killer hornets, and I was like, what the fuck's happening? Listen to me, this is not the end. We're halfway through this fucking year. There's gonna be even more crazy shit. Oh my god, I'm fucking tired, honestly. Like, this whole year has been such a fucking nightmare, and people trapped in the house and shit. So because this is a comedy show, I don't talk politics, I don't talk about like sensitive topics, and it's just entertainment. This is what I do with my public persona, with all the people that follow me. This is what I do. I'm just want to entertain you. I don't talk about serious stuff. So, but I wanted to talk about 2020, and I was thinking the best way that I can summarize 2020 is in memes. Okay, so let's do a new segment. Hold on. Last episode, I found out that I messed up most of the names of the segments and the specials that I recommended. So, because I'm a fucking idiot. Okay, let's do this. So, this is how we're gonna memorize 2020 so far with some time for some solid memes. Time for some solid memes. Goddamn. Okay, so in this edition of Time for Some Solid Memes, we're gonna do 2020 memes because 2020 fucking sucks, okay? Sucks big balls. So, I have some memes over here that I'm going to. Well, if my computer's. Okay, it's working. Ha! Okay, first meme. Hold on. I wouldn't be able to look at you and look at the monitor at the same time, okay? Please forgive me. I know you want to look at my pretty potato face. Okay, first meme. Ha ha! It's so funny. It's a meme of AJ Styles laughing like, I gotcha. And it says the world when 2020 ended and the apocalypse didn't happen. And there's a picture of him of the Undertaker behind him, and it's looking at him like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fuck you up, man. And it says the dyslexic Mayan who meant to put 2021, bro. When we were all laughing at the Mayans for 2020 that the end of the world is coming, and now we're just like, holy shit, like what the fuck, man. I was thinking the other day of 2020, if that's the end of the world, like, can you imagine if they tell you in 6 months the end will the world will end? I'll be like, good. I mean, like, I think we had a good run. Then how old is the world? Few years, oh, not a few years, but a few billion years, 1,000 years. I don't know. Who gives a shit? We got a good run, innit? So even if it ends, I think it's good. I mean, okay. So there. So there's a picture of this guy. If you're just listening, a picture of this guy who's just like holding his head and leaning on a wall, and it says with the captions, "Aliens watching this season of quote Earth like," and then it says, "Well, the season final is always the most dramatic." Bro, like, this is the craziest season we had on the show Earth so far, and I think it's all jam packed, and that's like 4 seasons into one. You know what I mean? You had like the protests, you had like the pandemic, we had bushfires, killer hornets, we skipped them, but you know what I'm saying. These are like all different themes of seasons, and they just jam packed them into one. It's like, what the fuck, man. Um, Oh yeah, so there's a picture of Yellowstone with the caption "Earthquakes reported near Yellowstone National Park." Fuck, give me a fucking break, 2020, okay? And below there's a guy, and it says who had Yellowstone super volcano for June. This is for like their they do a pool in the work and offices, when they have like MMA fights or whatever the fuck. So yeah, if you're betting like about the horrible shit that is gonna happen in 2020, let's bet. What do you think is gonna be the next thing? So we have 6 more months. Let's do some bets. I think we're gonna have some sort of there's gonna be some like probably national disasters, 100%, man. Because so far we had like disease and like stuff that the protests and all that stuff, I mean, created by other people, not by nature, you know what I mean? Like, because it's just so much shit happening right now. But I think we're gonna have, can you imagine if you have the killer hornets though? That's gonna be insane. How the fuck do you, can you imagine? They're just like, oh my god, the skies turn, dark with killer hornets, and they're just like a wave coming over, and you're like, okay, shit, man, this podcast is going to a very dark place, but fuck it, who gives a shit? We're gonna die in a few months anyway. And can you imagine what the fuck you gonna do then? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be recording podcasts, and I'm gonna get my camera out. I'm not joking. So I'm gonna set my phone, and when they're far away, and I'm just be like, hey, episode, I don't know, 42 of the Mike Yanek show. Oh, what is that behind me? And you see like a little wave slowly rising from the distance. This is the end of the world, motherfuckers. And I'm gonna live stream it because fuck it, who gives a shit? Okay, the other one, it's a little bit more cheerful. There's a picture of Homer and jean shorts with a super fat gut, and Peter Griffin with a super fat gut as always, and even more skimpy jean shorts, and with the caption, everyone getting out of quarantine and heading straight to the beach, like really fat and sexy. And this is how I describe myself. If there's if there's 3 words that will describe me during this quarantine, how I felt and how I look, is fat and sexy. And nothing against fat people, I love fat people, they're great. But yeah, I gained some weight, but I lost it because I started eating salads for dinner, which is quite good, to be fair. Okay, next. Oh, I love this one. So, okay, so you have all the symbols, all the, what's that called? The shit that the girls love, fucking not psychology. Oh, they love psychology, but what's that one? Astronomy, it's not astrophysics, whatever the fuck, that stuff, like, oh my god, he's a Taurus, he's a Gemini, whatever the fuck. So they have all the signs, the star signs, and they have Aries, Taurus, Gemini, whatever the fuck. And for the Cancer, they have the logo of TikTok. Ha ha ha. I really love this meme. And I know these memes, by the way, are super cheesy, especially if you're a young person and you're like, I've seen these stupid memes. What are you showing me? I don't know. I love them, man. Sometimes I love cheesy shit like that. And I love this meme because TikTok is fucking shit. I mean, let's be honest. And I don't like it. What the fuck's the deal with TikTok? Also, I heard that there's some spyware in TikTok, so you don't install that shit on your fucking phone, okay? Because they said Alex Jones said, listen, I get all my information from Alex Jones. Like, you should. He knows what he's talking about, okay? So they're putting chemicals in the water that turns the frog fabulous and gay, which is not, what the fuck, like, I have nothing against gay frogs, okay? I think gay frogs should be allowed to get married. I think gay frogs should be allowed to adopt children if there is not a natural way for them, in vitro, whatever the fuck they do. I think they should be allowed to, if you are male, if you were born a male frog, hold on, what was the saying? If you're born frog in a male body, but if you feel like a female frog, I have no issues with you, growing your hair out, doing the surgery, living your best life. Okay, you should be allowed to do that. I think. Oh no, it's starting to rain now. You see, I made Jesus mad now. I'm not exaggerating. It's starting to rain now because I live on the last floor, so I have a window on the ceiling. So see, I started talking about gay frogs. and Jesus is mad at me. He's crying now. See, I made Jesus cry. God damn it. But hey, I don't care if Jesus is crying. Gay frog rights are more important than Jesus tears, and I think they should have hold on parades, gay gay frog parades, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, and I think we as a society should accept all gay frogs. Okay, so I don't know why Alex Jones is mad. I don't care if they put the chemicals, they made the frog gay. Good for the frogs. As long as they're happy, they get some six pack, they get some abs, nice hair, good teeth, party. That's good, man. I'm happy for the frogs. What was I talking? Ah, yeah. So they said they said in TikTok they have the spyware because it's owned by the Chinese government. Oh, okay, Jesus, goddamn, man, chill down. Fucking hell. You might hear, by the way, a lot of noises in the background now because it's getting like really, really, really strong rain. But I don't stop already this podcast, so who gives a shit? So yeah, look, Jesus is really mad now. Fucking hell. All the Christian people is gonna be mad at me now. I wore a cross in the previous episode, so it's okay. I'm immune. So they said that TikTok is owned by the Chinese government, the CCP or the CCGB or whatever the fuck the name is. Okay, and they said that it's spyware that follows your phone, and I do not want the Chinese government to follow my phone. Okay, I want only the British government and the American government to follow my phone. Okay, I have all the American and British apps because I trust Mark Zuckerberg, and I'm saluting you, sir. That's why I'm wearing blue to show my solidarity towards Facebook, and I'm wearing a little yellowish to show my solidarity towards Amazon because I salute the new regime, and I just want to be spied by Americans and British people. I don't want to be spied by the Chinese. So that's why I don't, and this is what Alex Jones said to me. He called me the other day. So that's why I don't want to have TikTok on my phone. And what is this shit? I'm going to do some fucking stupid dances to share music or whatever the fuck, Madonna, or like Madonna with her fucking manly shoulders. Get the fuck out of here. Madonna is more ripped than me, to be honest with you. And she's like a 70-year-old granny. Whatever the fuck. She's 5'2", 5'1", probably 4'5" by this point. And I'm not joking, man. She has like veins. She's like jacked, bro. You wouldn't like me when I'm mad. She's just lifting weights. You know what I'm saying? And dyeing her hair pink, whatever the fuck she does for a living. Okay, let's go to the next meme. It's getting way too political now, my Yanek. The next meme is this lovely gentleman who he kind of resembles, like, I probably have a family member that looks like that, you know what I'm saying? And he got like these, what's it called? Pool noodles or whatever the fuck, spaghetti, you put on the pool so you can plop, 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 plop around, and he has put them on his head. So there's like a big 2-meter radius, so you don't touch him because of these are all TikTok and coronavirus and all that type of stuff. Okay, I didn't post anything regarding the protests and stuff because it's a little bit sensitive right about now, and it's a comedy show, so I don't want to talk about serious topics. And but this is a great idea, by the way. If I can, that 2-meter rule, can we just put that to be like something that we do always from now on? Honestly, like, I fucking love this. I go to the queue on the shop and there is 2 meter in front of me and behind me and nobody's there. Oh my god, it feels so fucking good. Because like I addressed on one of the previous episodes, whenever I go, there's always some fucking weirdo creeping on next to me. Like, come on, guy, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Which pisses me off. Okay, so, this is one of my favorite memes. So this is the flex tape guy. He's hilarious. So it's this guy who's really intense telemarketer, and he's selling, flex tape, and the flex tape can fix anything. The guy like fucking chops things in half and just puts them together with this. Flex tape is pretty much some sort of like black tape or whatever, and it's really powerful. He saw was like a jet ski or water, like a kayak and a little boat in half, and he sealed it back together with this fucking shit, with this tape. Okay, so this is a meme of him like a big tanker of water, and there's like a little hole poking out the water. I know if you're watching this and you're seeing a picture of the meme now and me explaining word for word what's happening, you'll be like, this this is stupid, what are you doing? But do you know how many people only listen to this podcast? About 4. So I'm not gonna isolate my total base is about 20 something people, so I'm not gonna isolate or like 15% of my audience. And he just slapping the tape over the water, but um the water comes out of his hand, and on the jug of water says coronavirus, and on him says, and on the guy says Jesus. So Jesus is now stopping the coronavirus, which is not true. Okay, you just need to pray the Rona away. Okay, Alex Jones said to me the other day that if you just pray, and if you Jesus will save you. Okay, and obviously I'm just joking, because there's some ridiculously dumb people out there. I saw a guy in America drink fucking, what's it, like in the fish tanks they have these chemicals that they use to clean them up, and this fucking guy drank it because he's gonna cure himself, bleach or whatever the fuck. So there's some ridiculously dumb people out there. Obviously, people listening to the Mike Yanek Show are phenomenal, highly intelligent, Nobel Peace Prize laureates and winners and authors and professional athletes, and you're great. I love you. You're very smart. But the other people out there who are not listening to the show are fucking stupid. So obviously, when I say that Jesus cures corona, obviously I'm just joking. Okay, take your fucking vitamins and have a wank. I've heard it helps. Okay, the next meme is like somebody posted a sign on or like a window. It says the sun radiates way more than 5G towers. And his father, because it's on a school, removed it and said, if those Karens could read, they'll be very upset. Haha, see, see how many stuff I'm combining here. So we're combining the 5G tower conspiracy theory and Karen, okay? So if you haven't heard, there are people out there who are so fucking stupid, like, oh my god, dude, like, human stupidity keeps like topping itself up every fucking day. I like, you know what I mean? When I heard, people who like flat earthers, that's like another branch of stupid, but I think that there's no way they're real, right? I think they're just trolling and just want attention or whatever, but I think they just do it for fun. There's no way they're that stupid. And when I hear stuff like that, I'm thinking like people are genuinely stupid. And then when you hear about people who believe that 5G causes coronavirus or cancer or whatever the fuck it is, I'm just like, and they're burning down 5G towers. I'm thinking like, where the fuck these, like, I think people have too much fucking time on their hands. Like, stay off Facebook. People post some weird shit. Unless you follow my Facebook page, which is at Mike Yanek Show. Follow it because I post some quality content, memes, video clips of me doing comedy when this thing returns, and I'll probably post, and I post the podcast and highlights on the stuff. But besides that, Facebook, don't go. Oh, sorry, Mark Zuckerberg, to disappoint you, but it is what it is. And then you have the Karen meme, which Karen is pretty much white straight women who have a very specific haircut, and they always complain, bitch, moan about everything. They call the police on people for whatever the fuck reasons. They are never satisfied and happy, and they usually want to talk to the manager. That is whenever they come, this soup is too cold, let me see your manager. Whatever the fuck, when they go to a restaurant or to a shop or whatever, they always complain. They're really annoying. And whenever I see a meme, I'm very ashamed to say that, but whenever I see a Karen meme, and they're like middle-aged women with usually big tits and a bit chunky, and I always say to myself, the haircut looks fucking ridiculous, but I was just like, fuck. And I know she's really annoying. She is a horrible human being. Probably it's difficult to be around. But sometimes I'm like, I'll probably give them a stab. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they're gonna complain the whole time because these women are never happy and satisfied. They're like, oh my god, you're not putting it in. You're not laying the pipe correctly, that type of shit. But to be honest with you, I will probably shag a Karen because, hey, sorry man, what can I do? I'm a little slime bag, scumbag, whatever the fuck. Okay, so we have another meme, which is a quarantine meme. So it's like Ric Flair. It says quarantine day one. He's all like, his hair is all nice. He's like, woo,
ooh, like, oh, nice, Ric Flair's professional wrestler. And below that, quarantine day 7 is Ric Flair after a match, all sweaty, crazy hair, and like dripping with blood. And this is how I felt when this whole shit started. Like the first, the first I remember the first 4 days I was very happy because I was like, oh, I'm gonna take some time off, I'm gonna chill. I actually relaxed, and then I was like, because at first they said 2 weeks, we're just gonna stay at home for 2 weeks, and I thought it's gonna be only 2 weeks, and I was like, oh, I was actually looking forward to it. I'm gonna take off a bit of time of comedy, of like just gonna relax, catch up on some, writing, do a bit of work that I've never had the time to do, clean my house, get some food, bulk up a little bit. Fucking, it's been how much? It's been fucking 18th of March. I started the quarantine for me. So now, well, by the time this thing is out, it's almost, how much? 3 months, exactly 3 months. Fucking, what the fuck happened, man? And I don't think we ever gonna leave the house. I think this is the new norm. I'm just gonna fucking live in this house. I'm gonna fucking die in this house. I'm never gonna leave. The next meme, oh my god. Okay, so this is not this is not related to 2020. But the thing is, I have this relationship with Italians and Italian culture that I love them so much. And I look Italian. I mean, let's be fucking honest. And I definitely have some stereotypical traits of Italians. Definitely, like I talk too much with my hands. I'm very passionate and emotional man, and I'm like, and I really love Italians. I love the music, I love the language, the culture, everything, the food. And when I was a kid, I was obsessed with Italy. And I feel like I have a bit of a pass to do Italian jokes. I don't know why. I've even had like an Italian jokes in my act, and a lot of people thought that I was Italian, and I've been out with, and I know some Italians. So I think I have a pass. So this next meme, just look at it. So it's called "Local Italian Getting Tortured in Public," and it's pretty much a scene from, I think it's from Goodfellas or Sopranos, I'm not sure, of two guys holding another guy just by his throat, and there's a picture of a guy putting ketchup on spaghetti. That's the best meme ever. Honestly, man, that meme is so fucking good. I love it. And again, if you're Italian, I love you. Hey, molto belle. Hey, bambino. Hey, what's the other one? That I know only a few words. Scusi. Hey, scusi. What's the other one? So I know bambino, scusi, molto belle, gracia, pronto. That's about it. But I know like literally 5 words, and I have so many stories here that I've done a few stories about me going to a pizza place or Italians or Italy, all that stuff. So I love you. Okay, I have a pass now. Okay, the other one is, this one's quite simple. It's just 2020, 1 out of 5 stars, and the review is very bad. Would not recommend. Yeah, I mean, fucking hell, mate. I think this kind of sums it up. Okay, so there is a from a newspaper or whatever, a screenshot from an article, and it says asteroid taller than Empire State Building shooting towards Earth at 11,200 miles per hour. And somebody says NASA first spotted the space rock in July 2022. No, oh my god, 2000. Oh my god, I forgot. I forgot numbers, bro. Genuinely, I just forgot numbers. I was like, what the fuck's happening? Yeah, so 2002, and there's a picture of a Disney character. Says, there's another one for Apocalypse Bingo. Yeah, I mean, like, oh yeah, steroid, the asteroid as well. Like, can you imagine? It's fucking, I can't take it, man. Like, what the fuck's happening with this year? We had the Hornets. Well, we didn't have the Hornets, but I think asteroid is gonna be something. But I've read the other day that, was it Jupiter or some other planet, just kind of kind of grabbed it from us. And yeah, but that's good though. We don't want any steroids. Okay, we're almost finished now. Everyone making, so it's the great and only Steve Harvey, just laughing like, and then he's doing this, and it says everyone making jokes about how 2020 is going, keep getting worse, and then it continues and continually does. Yeah, because it was really funny. Like the Corona jokes were hilarious the first 4, 5, 6, even first week. But then you're like, what the fuck's happening, man? So it's like we live in a fucking different parallel universe. You know what I'm saying? I read somewhere there was like a meme. Somebody said, uh, 2020 written by Stephen King, produced by was it filmed or something by Quentin Tarantino, which is like all the crazy bad shit is happening and I don't like it. Okay, and there's the last one: society collapsing around us. Me looking at funny internet pictures, and there's a guy literally like the town is exploding behind him, and he's just walking with a cup of coffee and just smiling. And the reason I post this is the last meme. The reason this meme is here is because I want to tell you that we are in some difficult times right now, but I think things are gonna get better because usually when you go through like really hardship, things usually become better. And if you look back at history, whenever there was a really bad crisis or something bad happening, then eventually things really progress and really are good. So what I'm trying to say is, look at some funny memes, okay, at the moment. if if you're not involved into like higher up or something, if you cannot do anything, or the corona, just comply and just stay at home, even though I think it's almost finishing now. Watch the funny memes and fucking enjoy yourself as much as you can, because fucking hell, mate, even for me it's kind of hard to make jokes sometimes. um okay, so what I'm gonna do is I am going to talk about some people. I was thinking to do to read some of my jokes that I first ever wrote, comedy sets and stuff, but they're so fucking bad. Honestly, like they are just so fucking bad. And I read them the other day, and I don't even know, like they're not even entertaining. So I was thinking either I can talk shit about life coaches and self-help gurus, or I can read you my first like comedy jokes. And you know what I'm gonna do? Hold on, let's have a look. Uh, we can do. Well, I have a bit of time. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna read you some of my first jokes, and they're not really that good. Okay, they're not that funny. I'm just prepared, just weird, so you can see how I used to, how much I've developed, towards the years. Um, so I started writing in like 2018 or whatever, just preparing to do my first set, and my writing for the first like, well, I recently figured out how to write comedy after 6 months of doing it on a weekly basis, and then after maybe like a year and year and something of thinking about it, writing from time to time. But my first writings were so fucking bad, and I just want now I cannot read everything because some of the stuff is like really really dark. So, and I didn't know what I was doing, So I'm just gonna read you. Where the fuck is it? I'm just gonna read you one. Okay, so okay. This is so stupid. So when I was starting out, I had this thing where a lot of comedians who were just starting out, I was doing really dark shit and really edgy shit and provocative. But I like, the thing is, when you're just starting out, you don't know how to deal with difficult topics. So it's one of those things where you just write all these really dark shit, and when you read them on stage, people usually go, "Oh my god," or they're like, "Oh, what?" You know what I mean? And nobody's laughing, and you're panicking, and you're sweating, and you're thinking like, "What the fuck's happening?" But when you read it at home, you're like, "Oh my god, this is the best shit ever," But you don't know how to execute that because you probably look at comedians like Dave Chappelle or Louis C.K. or like here in Britain maybe like Frankie Boyle and that type of stuff, and they talk about dark subjects or comedy that stuff that you shouldn't talk about that much, but they know how to approach it, how to write it, and how to perform it. And that's the thing. A lot of stand-up comedians, they just look at them and they're like, "Oh, he looks like he's just talking. I can do that." Right? Most cases we don't, and I stay away from edgy topics because I don't know how to tackle them yet, and I'm not interested. Like, because if I do something very dark and very edgy and that type of stuff, I like to think about my subject, so I don't want to walk around and think about domestic violence for a week, or think about terrorism, or think about fucking hitting children or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? That's not something that I want to think about, and I want to think about fun stuff and just giggle at stupid jokes and just enjoy myself. So that's why I don't do it. But I'll read you some of the stuff. Now, this is not that edgy and dark, because the edgy dark stuff, I am afraid that somebody will cut it out, and 5, 6, 7 years from now, before I post a special or something, somebody will repost it and they're gonna cancel me. But in this notebook, there is some weird shit. Okay, so that being said, I'm not gonna read. There's a few parts that I cannot read, so I'm gonna skip them. Okay, so this was a bit. It's pretty much because I don't talk about my family on stage at all. I talk about on the podcast, and I'm not introspective about my personal life on stage, but I am on the podcast. So when I was writing, I wanted to talk about my family, because this is a very popular route that people take, especially if you're like a foreign background or something like that. You can always talk about your family and talk about stereotypes and all that type of stuff. So I don't do that. I kind of do that, but not as much. So when I was writing, so okay, I'm just gonna read that. Okay, so so this is the actual set or whatever. I want to talk about my father now, and okay, I want to talk about my father now, uh, and more specifically about my father. I talk with him once a week on Facebook. Um, every conversation with him, it's unintentionally. Hold on, fucking hell. Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, so every conversation with him is an unintentional version of the 70s sitcom of the British 70s sitcom Mind Your Language. Okay, so there used to be a show. The thing is, I always write on my computer, but this is all handwritten and I cannot read it, and I'm a fucking idiot. So there was a show in the 70s called Mind Your Language, and it was all these, like, it's about you can never do a show like that anymore, not especially in this climate. Um, it's about an English teacher who's teaching a class of all foreigners who just arrived in the UK and teaching them English, and they all have the most stereotypical accents, and not only that, they're all dressed with their like national, I don't know, national costumes or whatever it's called. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody was dressed just in a shirt and pants. Everybody needed to fucking. The only thing missing was, I don't know, like a basket of the. No, the only thing missing was like a tray of all the traditional foods and a flag behind them. That was the only thing missing. I'm not joking. They all had the hats and the fucking stuff and the facial hair. It like such a stereotype. It was ridiculous. And I used to watch that show. So next door, I used to have an Indian mate, and it was very students. The next house was all students. So I used to, whenever I go to see him, so we used to go to the living room, and it's all students. So we used to watch that show. So me, a Bulgarian, a Indian guy, a Chinese girl, and a Polish girl, and we used to watch that show, and we used to piss ourselves laughing, because like, we're foreigners. So, like, I don't care. I don't get offended by stereotypes, to be honest with you. Like, I know it's just a comedy show or just a stereotype, so I don't, like, okay, it is what it is. Even if it's at my expense, I can kind of separate, like, the comedic nonsense stereotypes, whatever the fuck, from reality and real people, because I do talk with real people, you know what I mean? Like, so I know that the Chinese girl portrayed it in that show doesn't represent all Chinese people, whatever the fuck, because I have a Chinese girl sitting next to me, right, when we were watching the show, and we're pissing ourselves laughing. This is a silly show. And so yeah, this is the show that you can now recreate. By the way, this is not funny. That's why I'm trying to spice things up, because this is not funny. It's just like a bunch of nonsense with no punchlines. Okay, it's weird, comical, inappropriate, and a bit racist. Okay, like, this is such hack material. This is so hacky, by the way. I'm so embarrassed. And you can't redo that, and you can't do reruns in 2017. Oh fucking hell! So this was wrote late 2017. You see how far I've come with my comedy. Now it's all about fart and dick jokes and tits. Okay, and then you have I've deleted some stuff because it was not good. Like anything is good in here. Uh, there is a few there is a few things that you need to know about my father before I start. He was born and raised in the 60s and 70s in communist Bulgaria. Which is true. Yeah, Bulgaria was under communist dictatorship, unfortunately, from 1945 until 1989, which is a lot. I don't even know how much that is on 40, 50 years or whatever. Yeah, no good. Okay. So yeah, pretty much, under communist dictatorship, they didn't have freedom of speech. There was no such thing as stand-up comedy. It's very food shortages. That's why I'm so small. By the way, I was malnourished as a child, because there's no fucking food. And okay, so Bulgaria, and I think that in the mind he's stuck, and I think in his mind he's stuck there. Okay, so I'm pretty much prefacing the audience that he's gonna have some backward views or whatever the fuck. He is also an old school ex-military, ball busting, politically incorrect, don't give a fuck Eastern European alpha male. which is not true, to be honest with you, especially now. Like, he's mellowed. He's so mellow and so friendly, and like, he's a big guy now. He gained a lot of weight, but he's like a cuddly bear. You know what I mean? It's like Winnie the Pooh. He's not that, but I need to make him out. Like, I need to build like a certain character in people's minds. So let's just say that his mindset is a bit different from yours. Okay, so this is the conversation where. Hold on, this is the conversation where. Recently had I called him up and so this is the conversation we recently had. I called him up and I was like, okay, it's very bad because I'm such a bad reader. Okay, so I called him up and I was like, hey pops, how you doing? How you been? And then he was like, hey, hello, my son. Now, back in the day, I couldn't do the accents that well, especially in front of people. I was very nervous and shy, so I couldn't do it. But now, I have a bit more experience. So, hello, my son. Very nice to hear from you. Okay, there is some redacted stuff here. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty much talking because. So my surname is Yanek. My surname is Yanek, and I'm just talking about how difficult my surname is for English people to pronounce, and my middle name is Veselinov. So, and I'm just talking about if I need to. So, okay. Oh, hello, my son. Mike Veselinov Yanek. Yes, he calls me by my full name every time we speak. And then I'm like, yeah, by the way, this is my surname. And I'm just talking about how difficult it is every time I need to call some sort of customer service or something where they need my, not only customer service, but like institutions where they need my full name or three names, and how much they have issues with that. This is what happening. Yeah, this is what happens every time I call customer service or an institution, and says here, pretend that you are holding a phone. So it says here, pretend that you are holding a phone. This is how fucking stupid it was. And I was like, ring, ring, ring. Say to the audience with little brackets, I'm using a very old phone for this bit. This is how fucking hack and cheese I was. I was thinking that this is funny. So I'll be like, ring, ring, ring. I'm using a really really old phone for this bit. Like, what the fuck's wrong with me? And again, with brackets, pretend you open the case and pull out an antenna. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm like opening the case of the phone and pulling out, the old school phones. Jesus Christ, pulling out the antenna. somebody picks up the phone and it's always a super positive and bubbly girl. Okay, yeah, from the other end. So somebody's picking up the phone and it's always a very super positive and bubbly girl. And she's like, "Hello, my name's Kelly. Thank you for calling eBay customer service. How can I help you? Um, can I have your full name and surname, please, or whatever the fuck, just so they can log into your account on your behalf, so they can fix your issue or whatever." And I was like, yeah. So I'm just standing there and I'm thinking, oh Kelly, I'm about to ruin your day right about now. The thing is, like, it's not even that. It's not like crazy, name and surname and all that stuff. But anyway, and hold on, and can I have your name? And I go, yeah, my name is blah blah blah, surname. Oh, the Mike with Jan. I always okay. And I say it with Bulgarian pronunciation. Mikhail Veselinov Yanak Yanakiev. No, Yanakiev. And they always like, and I always say it fast. Mikhail Veselinov Yanakiev. And okay, and I always say it fast just to fuck with them, and you can hear all the positivity and bubbliness in their voice disappear uh, instantly. And they are like, so she goes, okay, make similar, and she's like, Jan, Mr. Yankee, and then she's thinking, let me try something different, Mr. And then she cannot pronounce it. By this point, I'm thinking I need to help this girl out, and I'm going. Okay, and I'll be like, no, don't worry. I'm thinking I'm gonna help this girl out, and I'm like, don't worry about it. You can just call me Mike. And she goes, oh, thank you. That's very helpful. And then she paused, and they're like, how do you spell that? Which is very, very stupid joke. Now back to the story. So my dad goes, oh, Mikhail, my son, how are you doing? How are the things going in the Britain? I'm doing good, Dad. How you been? And he's like, I'm very good, my son. I have a question for you. Now, when I wrote this, I couldn't do the accent, you know what I'm saying? So it was me without the accent. So, I have a question for you to ask you. And then I'm like, oh, I know what he's gonna ask. He always says the same stuff because every time we speak, he asks me this question, and the question is, and then he says, I have a question to ask. How is the queen doing? Because he legit sometimes as a joke like, oh, how is the queen doing, blah blah blah, that type of stuff, which is never funny. And then I'm like, oh yes, ladies and gentlemen, my dad thinks that I know the queen, and he thinks that me and the queen are probably no. He probably thinks that me and the queen are queen have tea and biscuits. Then me and the queen have. Hold on. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, my dad thinks that I know the queen. I guess he thinks that me and the queen are besties. Yeah, he probably thinks that me and the queen have tea and biscuits, that me and the queen play cricket, that me and the queen gossip about celebrities, that me and the queen go umbrella shopping. This is so hack and so bad, and I don't even know why the fuck am I reading this, honestly. Like, but I just trying to show you like how fucking bad my writing was, and this is so hack. I mean, like, if I take this material now, I can make it funny and zhuzh it up, but it's just the concept is so fucking hacky. I really hate those like low hanging fruit type of jokes. So I was like, no, fuck that. Even though I have a few, but I will continue. Just take any British stereotype and add me and the queen to it, and boom, my dad's logic. But I told him, look, Dad, the queen doesn't stay outside. Look, Dad, the Queen doesn't stay outside arrivals at Liverpool airport. She is not greeting all the Eastern European immigrants coming off a 50 quid EasyJet and Ryanair flight. Now, this line and this concept is actually good and it has some potential, but I'm not going to use it. She is not there shaking hands with her fancy hat and little purse. That is funny. Um, and trying to pronounce, the names like. And I need to imitate the queen now. Oh, Svetlozar. Hello, nice to. No, how the fuck am I? Oh, Svetlozar. Hello, nice to meet you. Uh, Ivan. Oh, very nice, very nice. Oh, uh, Konstantin. Very nice name. Welcome, welcome. My dad goes, why she doesn't do that? That is very nice. That is a very nice gesture. Okay, so this is a good line actually. The queen is like, "Oh, Svetlana, nice to meet you. Yes, welcome to the country. Oh, Ivan, yes, Konstantin. Okay, very nice to meet you." And my dad goes, "Oh, why she doesn't do that? That is." Oh, hold on. Why the fuck am I doing an Indian? Why am I doing an Indian accent? Fuck, I mixed up the accents now. I'm learning how to do an Indian accent. Just in case. Hold on. Vanilla ice cream. Okay, why she doesn't do that? Why she doesn't do that? That is, I'm mixing the accents now. So why she doesn't do that? Why she doesn't do that? That is very nice gesture. Um, then I said because that the queen is a very busy woman. She wakes up in the morning. She hold on. Then I said because that the queen is a very busy woman. She wakes up in the morning, flies to the other parts of the world, goes to this tiny island where she witnesses 12 half naked men perform a traditional dance, and the only thing that cover their genitalia is like 7 leaves. Where is actually, it's true. I mean, it's not like it never happened. You know what I'm saying? I'm not making shit up. Google it. It happens all the time. And she needs to stand there and pretend that she gives a fuck. That's why. That's true. You think she gives a fuck? Bro, she's just standing there thinking like, man, I used to own this fucking place. What the fuck happened? Oh my god. So she goes, okay, I understand when she comes back to Britain, you say hello from me. Okay, dad, okay. Uh, okay, so he goes, I understand when she comes back to Britain. I understand when she comes back to Britain, you say hello from me. Okay, dad, I will. Whatever. Can we please move on? My dad goes, okay, I understand. We are moving the we're moving the on. Tell me how is the Western no Western call it the personal how the Westerners call it the personal life. What you been up to? And I'm like, I've been very good at, and here you have so much diversity. You have girls from all around the world. Here, every nationality. What the fuck? I think my camera is dying now. Oh shit, goddamn. Okay. Oh no, is my camera dying? Yeah. Oh, I did over an hour. Okay, guys, I think I need to end the podcast now, or I need to. Hold on. I'll probably. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna read this and I'll go because the power is going. Uh, been very good, and here we have all type of girls from all over the world, every nationality, race, creed, color. You won't believe it. It's unbelievable. So I'm putting myself out there and I'm dating. I'm meeting girls from all over the world. I'm learning their languages, trying their food, experiencing their culture, and that's it. I haven't. Oh yeah, there's a bit more, which that is very good, my son. I'm very happy that you like the international pussy. That's what my dad says. It's how fucking bad this is. Because look, there was a time where me and your mother thought that you might be, the gay. How fucking bad that is. Oh my god. Oh, dad. No, dad, I'm not the gay. Don't worry about it. About that. And dad's like, oh, okay. That is good. But hold on. What made you think that I was the gay? And dad goes, well, when you were in Bulgaria, you were one way. When you moved to Great Britain, you were another way. And when you came back from a visit, I saw a change in your behavior. And that's it. I haven't finished. But I think the joke was that I was clean, neat, and oh shit, I think I just farted. Just disprove everything I just said, that I'm clean and neat and I was not objectifying women. I think that was a joke. But this is really bad. I mean, that's why I read it. I don't even know how people are going. Like, it was not funny, but I wanted to read that because it was really bad. Okay, my battery is dying now. This is the first time I'm doing this with a new camera. So, anyway, enjoy the rest of the week, guys. And I hope you like the memes. And next episode or episode after that, I'll have a guest. And I'll have a guest maybe once every 2 months or something. I need the setup. And it's going to be in his studio. So it's going to be a different studio. But I'm still going to be here. And that's about it. Okay, I need to go now. Enjoy the rest of the week. I rest of the week. I rest of the week. I rest of